Well, good evening, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with a live CGC unboxing. That's right, guys. Here live with you to share two CGC boxes chock filled with comic books that belong to you, my amazing clients. That's right, guys. Every Tuesday night I come on here and I share a whole plethora of comic books with you. They don't belong to me. They belong to my clients who send books up to my shop in Oshawa, my laboratory in Oshawa, to be pressed and cleaned and then entered in the CGC database and sent in for grading. And yeah, it's like a virtual show and tell, guys, a virtual show and tell. Last week, you may have noticed I had a pre-recorded video because I was just trying to get ahead of the amount of boxes that were being sent back. And turn this light off here, too much light. And so I actually have two other pre-recorded videos. I'm going to drop one this Thursday, and a bunch of more boxes just arrived today. So I'll do a live unboxing next Tuesday as well. And the following Thursday, I'll drop the other pre-recorded video. So you might actually see books that you have in your possession being showcased at a later date. Only because, guys, I was getting inundated with boxes. And I've tried to do really long unboxings, but it gets kind of tedious and guys don't like to watch it. And I like to keep the videos at around an hour. Anyways, guys. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, guys, if you like comic books, you like CGC books, you like unboxings, I think I do some of the best unboxings on YouTube. So please consider hitting that subscribe button, the like button as well, and hit the notification bell because sometimes I go live or I drop videos not on Tuesdays. And when that happens, you'll be the first to know. Okay, let's get started. Oh, by the way, after I'm done the first box, we're going to talk about some news out of Sarasota. CGC is now has laid off people, staff, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Ron, I see you in the chat. Ron, your book is not in these boxes, so don't feel you have to stick. Hey, you're more than welcome to stick around, my friend, but your book must be in the two boxes that arrived today. I could have swore they were in these two, but they're not. I had a quick look, and I know you're going to be all excited to see it. Ron's got a pretty cool Golden Age book coming in, and I could have swore it was in in these two boxes, but it is not. So anyways, all right, let's get going. We start off with a 9.6 copy of, it's a GSA authenticated Walking Dead, number 100. Charlie Aldred. Okay, we also have a Frank Miller authentication on Batman 404. I know, Ron. What I can do, Ron, I can maybe send you, if I can find it, I can send you the serial number. You can go onto the CGC site and have a look at it. We have a Daredevil 168, and this one is Klaus Janson, Stan Lee, Frank Miller, authenticated in a 9.0. We have an Amazing Spider-Man 252 in a 9.4. Now, these boxes that came from CGC were smashed. Like, they were all damaged. And my mom actually received the books, and they destroyed the box. But you know what, guys? So far, these books look great. Even with the box being all damaged, they survived it. Their new shipping method, which, look, books aren't coming back smashed, which is great. So I got to appreciate that. But I miss the old boxes because I used to use those boxes to ship books back to CGC. So I do miss the old ones too. We also have a Venom Lethal Protector in a 9.4. We have a Lethal Protector, that's number 4. We have a number 5 in a 9.8. We have a 362 ASM in a 9.8. We've got an ASM 363 in a 9.6. There we go. I'm running out of room now. We have a 361 and a 9.6. Running out of room now, so I'll just do it like that. And we also have it's a nice book. Weird War Tales, number 40. Oh, look at that. And a 9.6. Look at that. Gorgeous book. Get rid of that microphone so you guys can see that a little better. Again, what year is that? 1975 and a 9.6 white pager, not bad. We also, I'm going to share them this way. Well, you know what? I'll go to the chat room and see what you guys are talking about, and then I'll pack these babies up. Chat room, where are you? There you are. Okay, let's see who's here. Lord Thoth was the first one here, all the way from Ottawa. How you doing, Lord Thoth? Our trusty blue wrench. Yo, Louie, how you doing, my friend? Treasury Editions here. Comic Doctor's here. I heard that Comic Doctor's a nice guy. Dave, how you doing, Dave? Great meeting Dave on Saturday at the shop. Finally signed up for YouTube Premium. I tell you, I've had YouTube Premium forever. I know it costs money, but I'm going to tell you guys, I use YouTube for my entertainment more than television. So for me, I have no ads on YouTube. I've had premium since Cobra Kai was on YouTube. Back when it was YouTube, was it Red YouTube Red or something like that? It was called. And to get Cobra Kai, you had to have the YouTube app, or you had to be a subscriber. So I just never got rid of it because I like the fact there's no ads. And like I said, most of my entertainment comes from YouTube. So why not, right? Mark's here. How you doing, Mark? Hey, Doc. Hope you're having a nice night. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you for asking, Mark. DJ Nashville's here. It is on. I can't connect. I hope you're connecting. Are you on? I hope you're on. John, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Got it. I think you said got it. Good. Hey, Winston's here. How you doing, Winston? Good seeing you on the weekend as well. Saw Trevor on the weekend also. You too, Ron, who's not going to be happy because I don't have his book here. David Dryden's here. Canada Comic Guy's here. Happy Tuesday to you. All right, let me fix these up here. There we go. And flippin' Page Z, how you doing? Good to see. Oh, there's Ron Ha. Boo, I know, Rod. I'm sorry, buddy. I could have swore it was in the one of these two, but it's actually in the boxes downstairs. So, yeah, I do apologize about that. All right. Let's go back and see what else we've got. A lot of moderns. We got a lot of Signature Series books coming through, guys. If you are a fan of Signature Series books, stick around. Box 1 is almost done. We're going to jump right into the Signature Series. A lot of books now coming back from Fan Expo, completed, so a lot more of those have returned. So if you've got books that were signed at Fan Expo through me, they could be here today, so stick around. Amazing Spider-Man number 298 and an 8.0. We have, nice, a Harbinger number 1 and a 9.8. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'll put that there for you. What's going on here? This. Oh yeah, this is it. What a bunch of idiots. So, I'll talk about this book. They weren't supposed to send this book yet. This is Michael's book. Michael R. Check this out. I had a feeling it was it. See the damage at the top? Right there by the web? Right here? There's a tear. You see that right there? I'm going to try to angle it so you can see it. Right there. You see that? This book was Michael's book. It was sent in and it received a 9.8. I don't know why this book has been returned to me already, but it has been. They damaged his book. They graded the book. It was a 9.8, and then I guess when they were slabbing the book, they damaged the book. And they contacted me and made me a monetary offer. They told me they're going to offer me a certain amount of money towards the book, plus the book back. But I'm kind of shocked they sent the book back without my telling them yay or nay. So, yeah. I'm looking at this book now, and I can see they damaged it. It's a gorgeous 9.8. I asked them to replace the book. They wouldn't do it. So, anyhow... That's the reason I know it's his book is because he also had a Harbinger, and I haven't had a Harbinger go through yet. And the really sad thing is, this is the second book in less than a month that was damaged. And I've been dealing with CGC for going on 13 years. They never damaged a book like this. And now they have 2 books in less than a month. The other book was a New Mutants 87, and they held on. Oh, they kept that book. That's probably why. They took that book. Anyways, long story. Anyways, these are some of the things I'm dealing with CGC. And the emails, oh my God, it takes forever. I've been dealing for 2 weeks on this one with 2 different people at CGC. Look, you know, I guess the odds are pretty good. I mean, 13 years I've been doing this, and only 2 real mishaps like that. The fact they happened within like a couple of weeks of each other was really strange, I thought. I'm not happy it happened, of course, but I mean, considering the amount of books I've sent down, not bad. I got to get a hold of Michael and discuss that with him. This, I believe, is also another one of his books, 9.2, Nova number 1, Real American Hero number 1 in a 9.4. I'll also have an X-Force number 1 in a 9.2. We have a 9.8 copy of X-Men 282, First Bishop. Then we've got a 7.5 copy of Wolverine number 1. I'm trying to see why it's a 7.5. Is there a dent somewhere in this thing? I can't see it. It looks like a nice copy to me, but I'll have to look at it closely. 7.5. I tell you, trying to find damage through these books, through the slabs, is not always an easy thing to do. 9.8 copy, Hulk 340. Another really nice copy, Weird War Tale 77 from 79. This one's in a 9.6. Cool Nazi emblem there, which probably makes the book that much more desirable. Like, they gave this book a 9.6, and to me, this book's like a 9.2, 9.4. I don't know. What do you... I'll talk to you guys in a second. I had an idea going through my head earlier today. I'm going to run it by you guys in a second. I want to see what you think about it. We also have a 9.8 copy of Sandman number 1. And a 9.8 copy of Omega Men number 3, first appearance of Lobo. Got a few of those in this order this weekend, or this tonight, I mean, sorry. We have another Amazing Spider-Man 361 in a 9.4 newsstand copy. We also have... We got some more. We have some more JSA books. We got a nice copy of X-Men 266, Andy Kubert, Jim Lee Authentication, 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. We also have another. Now these are all, of course, pressed and cleaned before we send them for the JSA authentication. We have the Long Halloween Tim Sale authentication, beautiful 9.8 copy. And then last but not least for this box, we have a 9.4 copy of Secret Wars 8 Canadian price variant. Pretty cool. Don't go anywhere. That's box number 1. Box number 2 is around the corner. Lots of really cool books from Fan Expo Toronto. Some art germ sketches too, so you don't want to go anywhere. Let me just put all these guys away now. Yeah, I have an idea, but let's go over to the chat first and see what you guys are saying. I'll share you with my idea with you guys. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. John's here. How you doing? Dan's here. How you doing? Sam, my child. Hey, I'm starting to see a little more of them. Hey, guys, I saw Venom. I saw the Venom movie. Speaking of Carnage and all that, I saw the Venom movie last week with Jack, and it wasn't that bad. I did not want to go see it, but he really wanted to go, so we went. And he picked the last 2 movies, and the last 2 movies I've seen I've actually really enjoyed. So the first one was Smile 2, which I really thought was a lot of fun. And then, like I said, we saw Venom 3, Last Dance. It was fun. Free for 3 months for the individual plan. And Dave is referring to the YouTube Premium. If you want to get it, it's 3 months for free right now. Henry's here from Montreal. Hey, Henry. Luke's here as well. Hi, Luke. David Dryden says, CGC emailing is brutal. I had one-off order with them, and whenever I reply to their email, they never reply and send a whole new email. I'm noticing that. With the damaged books, I was dealing with one guy, and then another girl, and then the other guy keeps writing me, even though the other girl and I are taking care of it. Really strange. Dave says, glad CGT did not drown my books in the hurricane. Well, me too, of course. When are you going to post pre-recorded videos you made? Yeah, I'm going to do it on Thursday of this week. In fact, when I finish this video today, I'll upload it, and I'll do one next Thursday too. Jive Turkeys here. I think those are my weird war. Well, they probably are, because I don't see a hell lot of those, right? So they probably are. Nice 9.6s on those. Cool Hand Luke's here. How you doing? Tyrannical Toads here. Love those videos. Love these videos. Only stream I can enjoy. Well, thanks, Tyrannical Todd. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, Mr. Toad. Okay, here's my idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. You know, with what's going on with CGC lately has been really aggravating. And I always said I never, ever, ever wanted to become a grader. One of the main reasons I think people, we had this discussion last week, did we not, guys? One of the main reasons why people even bother with CGC is they want to have that peace of mind knowing what the grade is, so that if they ever go to sell the book, or if their loved ones ever go to sell the books, God forbid if someone was to leave this plane of existence, they would have an idea of what the book's value would be. So, you know, I had an idea, and again, I don't want to slab books like this. I have no interest in doing that. But I'm wondering, would people, it's kind of, CBCS kind of does this with the Treasury editions. If I were to get a comic book with an acrylic mylar, sorry, with an acrylic backing board, right? And put it in a nice, 4-8 mil mylar, seal it with tamper-proof tape in the back, so you can see the front of the book, you can see the back of the book. It's got a tamper-proof tape. If the tape is removed, it's obviously been tampered with. And then affix on the back of the book a label with a grade range and any notes pertaining to the book. Would people go for that? There's been lots of talk lately, and guys, I don't want to do this, but I'm just in my head, I'm thinking, are people getting sick and tired of slabbing? Is it too expensive? Is it, the books are possibly getting damaged, things like that. I'm curious if people would buy in for something like that. And of course, the price would be significantly cheaper than something like this. But I thought about it. I thought, would people be happy with that? The problem is a lot of people have CGC books already. They got CBCS books already, or whatever, wherever they hang their hat, they have them. Are they going to want all of a sudden to have these books that are not slab per se? Pressed, clean, and graded, yes, but not slabbed. Is that something you think people would go for? And again, not to say I'm going to do this, but it was kind of wrestling in my brain. Because to be honest, I would love nothing more than to stop doing CGC. Nothing more. I would like nothing more than do it. And I'm just curious if people would want something like that. Like, what would the cost on something like that be? I don't know, $10 or $15 probably for that extra service. And it just kind of kills that whole need to send it. And there's been a real anti-grading lately, you know what I mean? But I still think the grading is important, and I think people need to know what it is they have. So yeah, anyways, what do you think? Planes of existence. John, perfect for my Star Wars run. Well, there you go. It'd be good for the lower value stuff, I think. Dan, and yes, I have a low grade first reverse flash that I'm on the fence grading, and this is perfect for the middle option. Plus, you're well regarded in Southern Ontario. Everyone would trust your. Well, that's what I mean, right? I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. And I wouldn't go, and I don't think I'd put an actual grade. I wouldn't say 9.6 or 9.4. I would do a grade range. I would say, I would say something like 9.2 to 9.6, 9.4 to 9.8. 9.6 to 9.9 gem, something like that. And that way it's not, you still got an idea what the value of the book is, but it's not, because when I hear Matt Nelson coming on there and others in the know saying, well, yeah, a book that's a 9.6 could be a 9.8. Hell, 9.8s we have out there now could be 9.9. Well, then it's a grade range. You guys are putting on an actual grade, but the grade might not actually be very accurate. That's my issue. Like raw, yeah. See, is that with CBCS? They have a raw grade at CBCS. I think that's probably the way to go. But you have to have a tamper-proof like seal on there, because as soon as you open that book up, that grade is now null and void, as far as I'm concerned. But to have, and there are some of those stickers, if you try to peel them off, it leaves it damages the mylar or leaves remnants behind. You can tell it's been tampered with. So tamper-proof stickers, I don't know, something to think about. The Comic Doctor custom. I don't want no labels on the back. I don't want the label to take away from the beauty of the comic book. I would have something like on the bottom of the back left of the comic. I'd have the grade there. I wouldn't take away from the beauty of the comic itself. Danny says no. Even a range would be good. That way, it kind of takes the pressure of risk away. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right? Canada Comic Guys, CGC's both grading and essentially a really nice frame, so a less expensive option to frame comics would be great. Ultra Pro line makes slabs. You could even use something like that. Yeah, then it gets really expensive though, right? And I really want to get away from slabbing. I just want to keep it simple, fast, and easy. Boom, I'd also want to have personalized notes on the book, right? Personalized notes, because let's be honest, CGC often uses very generalized, standardized comments, right? That kind of is irritating. And I'm just looking, guys. I'm just throwing these ideas around in my head. Can you show us an example of? Well, I have not even. This is something I'm just playing around with. I haven't thought about this really. Oh, okay. Speaking of CGC, hey, there's been some layoffs at CGC. Have you heard? And I heard they laid off their moderator at the CGC board, and then according to, I think it was Swagelhaus, they actually laid off a number of employees at CGC. So what's going on, guys? What's happening? I'm going to tell you something. The writing has been on the wall for about 2 years, ever since the comic book boom imploded and prices started coming down on books. You yourself, if you guys go to any local comic book shows, you yourself may have noticed that the attendance at some of these shows may have dwindled a little bit. You may notice that, I guess the energy in our hobby has kind of died down a little bit. I'm going to tell you, I started noticing a lack of submissions coming in about 2.5 years ago. Nipur and I did the Toronto Comic Book Show. And if you guys know me and have known me since I was setting up the comic book show, Toronto Comic Book Show, back in like the mid-aughts, early aughts, I would have lineups of people dropping off books. My turnaround time was sometimes as high as 9 months for pressing, cleaning, grading. And I would leave the Toronto Comic Book Show with 5 boxes filled to the brim with comic books, magazines, you name it. Well, I noticed about 2.5 years ago, I think it was the Boxing Day show I did, I noticed that the number of books coming in was significantly lower than usual. I'm talking, one show I'm getting 5 or 6 or 7 boxes. The next show I'm getting 1.5 boxes. And I saw that. I said, okay, what's going on here? Now, the mailings were coming in still from all over the place. And yeah, I noticed it starting to dwindle. Every show I did, the numbers started going down. I was still busy, but not as busy as I once was. That is for sure. So listen, CGC also, I think, experienced the exact same thing I'm talking about here. During the hype, the boom, they couldn't keep up. Their turnaround times were as long as mine were, and they hired more people. They brought a lot of people in to help offset that. They bring their timelines down, their turnaround times down. But guess what? It's caught up. And things have slowed down. I've got friends who are pressers in the States, and I'm hearing all kinds of stories from them. Some of them are throwing in the towel completely. Others are slowing things down. They're bringing they're shrinking their business model a little bit because the submissions have dwindled. CGC is offering, discounts on moderns, discounts on vintage. Why, right? Why are they doing that, right? They're trying to encourage people to submit books. And did you notice CGC has not had a price increase in quite some time now? In fact, they had a price decrease. So, and I'll be honest, Beckett's coming into the market right now. I don't even know if it's a good idea or not. I don't know if it's a good, not Beckett's, PSA. I don't know why PSA would be so eager to get into this market right now when the market is really, really stagnant. And that's a good word for it, stagnant. Now, luckily, things have been going pretty good for me so far. You see the amount of books I'm bringing every week. We're keeping relatively steady at the shop, but things have slowed down for sure. Is it going to stay this way? Is it going to continue to slow down till we all kind of just, all implode? I don't know. I think it's like everything else. It comes in ebbs and flows. The market's down. A big part of it is the economy is down. People seem to be pretty optimistic in the States with Mr. Trump being elected. Maybe that's going to have a positive outcome on the economy down south, and that'll hopefully ricochet up here, or trickle up to us and start boosting economy and spending, and then things will change again. For sure they will. I have no doubt. But right now, things have slowed down. So when I see them laying people off, I was kind of waiting for them to announce that, because things have certainly slowed down a lot. And you see me offering other services now, right? I'm offering conservation services, or we'll even work on cards. Magazines are an area I didn't really want to go into, but we are now heavy into the magazines. We're trying to, diversify our services to keep us afloat, to keep us going, to make us viable. Because comic books, customers who were handing in 50, 60, 70 books are now handing in 20 books or 30 books. Those who are handing in 20 books are handing in 10 books. Those who are handing in 10 books are now handing in 5 books, right? So it is what it is. But it comes to no surprise to me that CGC is laying people off, because, you know what? Like I said, I've said this on the show before, people need to eat. Gas and food are more important than comic books. Oh, that's travesty. I shouldn't say that, but it's true, right? And so it is what it is. It's to be expected. But what do you guys think? David says you could do the sticker that seals the bag, have all the details so it gets destroyed. Exactly, Dave. It's exactly what I was thinking about. And this is something I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm going to bother. For some people, it might be all they want, all they need. Because you guys, I'm not sure if you guys have actually seen those clear acrylic backboards. They're really, really nice. Comic Pro line has them. They're acrylic, and they're fantastic. And when you put one of those into a comic, use it with a comic in a nice Mylar bag, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. John says, can you show? Okay, I did that. Okay, what about signatures? Ron, that would be a hard thing to do, because you would need an authentication service or some kind, and I wouldn't even know the first place where to look for that. So that might be a problem. I would probably say, an authenticated signature on cover. That's probably what I would do. David Dryden, in my opinion, there's a market need for niche grading like treasury size. That might be more of an opportunity too. Well, they do the treasury side at CBCS. Jim, how's it going? Good to see you. Treasury also says the turnaround time for vintage grade books on CGC is now advertised as 81 days due to layoffs. Yeah, it's gotten crazy. I'm waiting for vintage books going back to July. And that turnaround time keeps going. So what does that mean? That means that Mr. Comic Doctor is probably going to make a change to the vintage order. I'm not waiting 81 days for vintage books. I'm going to probably increase my vintage price and integrate the fast track on that so that we can get the books back sooner, because I'm not waiting 81 days for people's books. That's a pain in the ass for you and for me. So yeah, I did not realize it had gone to 81. Last time I checked, it was 40 something. That's crap. Is it because of layoffs? I don't know. I'm not sure. Dave says, I'd be curious to see the stats of Canada versus the US for CGC submissions. I watch a lot of comic YouTubers and vlogs from the US going to cons and conventions, and everything they buy is raw. I've been hearing a lot of people saying they've been buying more raw lately than graded books. I do sell slab books, but when you buy a slab book, you look for a slab book, you're paying a premium, right? You're paying a premium. And, you know, but you're paying, well, what's that premium for? It's for peace of mind. It's for peace of mind. That's it. It's why you buy insurance, right? I'm paying for pet insurance right now. I wish I never did. For both my dogs, I don't even want to tell you what I'm paying. And I'm afraid to get rid of it now, because as soon as I cancel my pet's insurance, something's going to happen, right? But I should have just put that money away into some kind of fund, growth fund, for the day they were brought home. And when they do leave us, I'll probably be sitting on $15,000, $20,000 instead of giving it away to an insurance company. But why did I do that? Peace of mind. So if my dog gets hurt or something happens, it's covered, right? Same thing with this, right? That's why you get CGC or PGX or Beckett's or whoever to grade your book, so you have some kind of assurance that what you see is what you get. Dave says, the best story I read was factory manager telling his workers their Xmas bonuses were going to now be used for inventory due to tariffs. Oh my God. They couldn't grasp how tariffs work. Gee whiz. Can you show it next show? The acrylic backboard? Ooh, I'll see if I've got one at the shop. I think I may have one or two there, if I remember. I will try, Canada. I'll try. Dan, I just got some of those clear backing boards. They were on sale, 10 pack for $6. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah, they're about $1 a piece, but they're really nice. Henry says, guess I'll be waiting for a while. Yeah, I know, eh? Hopefully, it's been forever. Had I known that was going to happen with the vintage, I would have done fast track. There was a time when I was doing fast track when the books were 75 days. Now that they're 81 days, I'll certainly be doing fast track on all future vintage books. Nature Zen's here. How are you, my friend? Good to see you, Logan. One big reason was when prices were high during the boom, many old collections came out and a lot of raw books were picked up and graded, just like silver and gold always comes out in droves when high. True that. And I do think that things are going to change. And that being said, what I'm saying might sound like doom and gloom. Oh my gosh, you know, the market's down, submissions are down, blah, blah, blah. It's going to come back around again. I'm pretty damn confident that it will. I have said in the past, and I think the comic collecting, hell, any collecting, Star Wars toy collecting or automobile collecting of certain vintages, they all have their days, and then it's going to be gone. When people are no longer around who want these things, then the price will plummet and no one will care. I do believe there'll be a time when, you know, some of these books that we're paying top dollar for now will be worth nothing. Will a Spider-Man #1 ever be worth nothing? That I have a hard time believing. You know, there'll always be, I think, some value to those books. But some of the modern stuff that we see today, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess there is no incentive anytime soon for CGC to have, no, there's never been, Dan, they've never, ever considered it. You know, that's why they hired that Grosvenor company to do their books for them. They got bozos like me that break our backs for them. The market's just not big enough. The Canadian population is not. The state of California has got more of a market than the entire country of Canada. So why bother? Maybe they'd be smarter to actually put another location in the western part of the state. So you have an East Coast and West Coast. That would be smarter than having a Canadian operation, to be honest. Now, they have an operation in London, England, and that makes sense because, well, it's overseas. It's a real pain in the ass. Very, very long shipping times, that sort of thing. But yeah, there's not going to be a CGC in Canada. Now, should they have done it? They probably could have done something. I think that would have been a smart thing for them to do at some point. But now I just don't know. Okay. I'm curious to know what you think. Why do you think they laid off? Am I wrong? Why do they lay off people? Why is there a layoff going on over at CGC? What are your thoughts on that? Is it because the market's down? Is it because people have stopped sending? Is it because of all the scandals that happened at CGC this year? Let's be honest. This year's not been a good year for CGC in terms of quality control and scandals that happened over there. Could that have caught up with them? You know what? I still think no. I don't think that's what it is. I personally think it's the market. But what do you think? Is it the scandals? Is it the market? Is there an end in sight? Will there be a time when things will boom again and people will be, the turnaround times will be even longer because everybody and their brother is going to want their comics graded again? Let me know as I go out of focus. All right. We'll come back to the chat and see what you had to say. Now, let's go and see what other books came back. The first few are just regular old books. Then we got several books that came back from Fan Expo. So let's go to the overhead cam. First, we have another copy of Wolverine #1. It's a newsstand copy in a 9.4. Where's my overhead cam? There it is. We also have a copy of Halloween, The Devil's Eye, a Movie Madness edition in a 9.4. Sometimes these slabs come back and they look absolutely pristine. Other times they look all scuffed up. I don't understand it. Another Halloween book here. We got Halloween #1, Chaos Comics in a 9.8. A 9.6 of Halloween #1, same book. We have a 9.8 copy of second printing of Amazing Spider-Man 265. All right. All right, here we go. We got some Fan Expo stuff. Oh! Trevor, look what's here. I think this is Trevor. Maybe I'm wrong. Is this Trevor's? I think this is Trevor. Sign and sketch by Jim Zub. 9.8 copy, Conan the Barbarian. Very cool, very cool. Another Conan book. Yeah, I believe these are all yours, Trev. Conan Barbarian #1, Titan Comics, signed by Art Germ, Lau, and Crom by Jim Zub. And this came back at 9.6. Nice looking copy. You can't really see it very well, though, because of the... It's not going in focus. There we go. Hard to see. And then we have a Conan the Barbarian #1 again by Art Germ, signed by Art Germ and Jim Zub. And it's also a 9.8. Very cool. And another one of these guys in a 9.8. Very cool. And another, oops, I'll put it over here. Running out of room, I'll put it over there. Another Conan book. Same one here. This one says, signed by Art Germ Lau. These are the Days of High Adventure by Jim Zub. Right there. My phone keeps ringing. Someone's calling me. Oh. It's my buddy. I'll have to call him back when the... I don't let him know I'm going to do it. Doing live stream. He should know that on Tuesdays I do live streams. All right, let's put these babies away and go back to the chat room, and then I'll show you the rest of this box. Quite a few more really nice books from Fan Expo. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's see. Chat window. All right, what are you guys saying? Dannon says, I guess there is no... Oh, we did that one already. Dave says, did you find out what CGC will charge me to have... No, I haven't had a chance yet at all to do that, but I will. I haven't had a chance yet, my friend. Sorry. It's probably going to be very similar to what like a modern comic, I would think. Like $38, I believe. I think that's all I charged Mike that time. I think that's all it cost. It just takes forever because I sent it to CGC. Yeah, so Dave sent in one of those silver minted covers of AF-15, and you send it in to get graded, yes, but it goes once CGC gets it, they send it to their coin department, their precious metals department, and it sits there for like 3 months. But it comes back slabbed, looking just like a comic book, so I would assume it'd be the same price. Supply and demand Canada copy guy says, yep. Jim says, missed the first part of the show. Did you talk about the November sale? No, I haven't mentioned the November sale. I will mention it in just a moment. That's right. So Yeah, I might as well mention it right now. If you have any books currently that you want graded and you have done work with me over this sale is for existing clients or clients that I've done work for over the last 6 months. If you've got books you want to have pressed and cleaned, 25% off. That's the biggest discount I've ever given, ever. I figured as the year comes to an end, it's a nice way to say thank you to all you guys that have given us submissions over the last several months. If you've got sorry, and it's a 10 book minimum, by the way. It's not just 1 book or 2 books. It's a 10 book minimum, 25% off, pressing and cleaning for those books. So again, you've had to have had an order. That was the one little thing. You had to have an order submitted over the last 6 months to take advantage of this. And it cannot be combined with any other offer like free shipping or any of my coupons that I give out, none of that kind of stuff. It's 25% and that's that. So if you have an order you want to do, now's the time to do it. Because as soon as November 30th happens, it's over. It's over for sure. Let's see what else we've got here. Dannon says, did you see the comment on 99 Newsstands post claiming that CGC employee, some spicy claims post claiming he was, wait a second. That he was a CGC employee? No, I have not seen that. Dannon, please send me that link. I want to see that. All right, let's keep going, guys. We got Geiger, #1, signed and sketched by Jason Fabok, Brad Anderson, and Jeff Johns. Here we go. 9.8. We have Omega Man, another Omega Man, #3 in a 9.4. And another Omega Man in a 9.8. And these boxes were all busted to hell, and they still came back in good shape. That's pretty awesome. We have an X-Men 97. Pretty cool book. X-Men 97, #1. Obviously, because of that cartoon, pretty cool. And a 9.8. Very nice cover. We have... Now, what's going on with this one? We got some color touch on here, apparently. We've got an X-Men 94. It's a small amount of color touch on cover. I don't see no color touch on here. Anyways, let's have a look at that. There we go. We also have a 7.0 copy of Daredevil 131. Very cool. All right, let's do one more Blue Label. The rest, and there's quite a few, about 7 or 8 or so signature series coming up right now. We got a 9.6 copy of Marvel Premiere 47. I'm not sure. Is that one yours, Logan? I don't remember. I thought, did you hand one of these in? I don't remember. Anyways, that's cool. All right, so let's get these out of the way, and we'll go right to the signature series. Got some more nice Art Germ books coming up. Put some of these away. And I'll go back to the chat room, see what you guys are saying. Trevor says, yeah, Conan. Nature's Zen, same as any business. When you hire for increased numbers and they drop, you have to cut the weight. That's just business. BlackRock likes its money in its pocket, unfortunately. That's the way it goes. Higher insurance premiums because of the hurricane, cutting into profit margins, cutting costs, whatever they can possible. Too Easy's here. How you doing, Too Easy? Thanks for dropping by. DJ Nashville Canada says, Beckett over time will take 25 to 30% of the market. Numbers are also down, like you said. I can't remember, but did CGC have any payouts they had to make regarding lawsuits? Yes, they had that huge lawsuit that remember that couple that they what do you call it? They sued Matt Nelson for what do you call it? Oh my! It was $1 million. I think it was. It was some crazy. Was it $10 million or $3 million? They lost. it was a lawsuit against Matt Nelson and CCS and CGC. Yeah, good point. That's gonna hurt, right? Lawsuits are gonna hurt. Payouts are gonna hurt. Every single time, guys, every single time a book comes back cracked, they're paying. They're paying the shipping. They're paying to ship it back and out. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much they spend. Does anybody... Sorry, too easy. Do anybody send you in foreign comics Aussie reprints to press and clean? I have not seen any Aussie reprints at all. If you're talking about submissions from overseas, yeah, I've had submissions from Mexico, Australia, United Kingdom, Ireland, but not much. I think maybe in my entire time here, I probably had maybe 10 overseas orders. It's extremely expensive to ship, you know, and Europeans now will send their books to England because CGC has a outpost in England, right? So there's no point to send them out here if that's what you're talking about. But I've not done any Australian reprints. David says, just fired back my invoice from you. Now the wait begins. Excited for the unboxing. Thanks, Dave. Bad Hombre series says, does my recent submission fall into the 25% off? It's for books that were submitted this month in November month only. Nature's End, how do you feel about the Whatnot comic packs? I think it could bring in some of the card guys I'm in groups with. Could help with the hobby for sure. Going forward, Marvel cards are getting bigger. Yes, they are. I don't know a ton about it. I know they're out there. I don't follow it that much. I know you brought this up to me before, Logan, about cards and such and other really interesting things. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I'm certainly interested. You know, I do like to stick with the comics. That's what I know the most. You know, I feel more, I hang my hat with the comics. Yeah, it's you know, like we're doing the restoration work now. We're doing some conservation work, I should say, and that's a lot of fun. And we're delving deep. We're getting a lot of conservation submissions now, which is really cool. It's a whole different side of the business. It's something I always wanted to do, and it's comic books. So, you know, it's like if I had to come in and do cards all the time, if I had to come in and do baseball cards or Marvel cards or hockey cards, I think I'd be bored. Because I don't have that passion for it. You know what I mean? I know it's a part of the business, and I got to be open minded to it, and I am willing to. It's just not my cup of tea, you know. And I've done cards for years. Are you still behind on invoices? I'm pretty good. I just did about 80 invoices on Sunday. I've got about maybe 25 invoices right here beside me I've got to do, but it's for the books that just landed last week, so I'm not so bad. All the older invoices, there's just 2 or 3 that I haven't sent because they were, if somebody gives me an order with pre-screen on it, I can't send you an invoice until the pre-screening is done. So when that happens, everything's kind of put on hold. But I don't think these are pre-screeners. These are just orders I, for some reason, didn't do. But yeah, it'll get done. But I'm pretty close. Yeah, I'm pretty good. My invoices are pretty good. Dave says, hey, Doc, how's it coming along with it? It's all done, Dave. She's going to go out to CGC next week. Talk about a conservation option right there. Okay, let's keep going here. Got some really cool books for you. Signed by some pretty big people. Here we go. We have a Shang-Chi #1. Signed by Simu Liu in a 9.8. Again, these are Fan Expo books. We have a Punisher movie special. I was shocked this came back in 9.8. I'm happy it did. Signed by Mr. Dolph Lundgren in a 9.8. We have an Ahsoka #1, signed by Rosario Dawson, 9.8. And another one in a 9.8. I'll put that over here. We've got a Batman #1, signed by Scott Snyder. Keep that trend going, shall we? 9.8. We have some Art Germ Demon Days, X-Men #1, signed and sketched by Art Germ. I'll go zoom this one in so you can see it a little bit better. Right there. And those sketches were not cheap. Pretty cool. We got a Joker #1. And this is a really cool one here. Another one. That's a really cool sketch right there. Look at that one there. I especially like that one. That was cool. I think it's Phil's book, if I remember correctly. 9.8. And last but not least, another one here. Jesus, hot in here. 9.8, Something is Killing the Children, 36, sign and sketch, again by Art Germ. 9.8. There you go. More books from Fan Expo are still coming back. 2 more boxes arrived today, so expect another live unboxing next Tuesday. This Thursday, I'm going to put out a pre-recorded unboxing. Next Thursday will be another pre-recorded unboxing. Just trying to catch up. I'm going to try to sort all these books. I'm going to try to sort these tomorrow. I got an eye doctor thing on Thursday. I'll be blind as a bat all day again, so Thursday is a write-off. So tomorrow I'll try to get these organized, and I'll reach out to anybody whose orders are ready to go. And then, of course, you can come in and see me on on Saturday should you need to. Bad Arbor had my 9.8. They look fantastic. I packed them up 2 days ago, so they look great. Yeah, and even those older books, I look forward to getting those ones back too. What else can I tell you guys? That's pretty much it. I'm going to be at the Toronto Comic Book Show on Boxing Day for submissions. And I'll probably have some kind of sale going on then too. So that's on the 28th of what is it? Let's see. I'm not even sure when that is. Thumbnail 2. A2, where is it? I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I'll tell you when. It's on December 27th. Friday, December 27th, I'll be in Toronto for that show. And then on November, if you want to see me sooner rather than later, November 24th, I'll be at the Mississauga Comic Book Show. My first time at the Mississauga Comic Book Show, taking submissions. And so this will be the last opportunity, I think, for people. If you want to take advantage of this, like this 2-week sale that I've had, you've got to come by. You can see me in Mississauga, drop off books if you're in the West End or in Toronto. You don't want to drive out to Oshawa. But if you want to come out to Oshawa, by all means, come out and see me every Saturday from 11 until 2. Charlo's upstairs in the comic loft from 10 until 2, selling his wares. Charlo's also doing new books as well. So if you are looking to have someone set up a file with somebody to bring in new comics for you, talk to Charlo. He's starting to offer that at the comic loft as well. I will see. Oh, you're going to both shows. Okay, that means that you're on the hunt, Mike. You're on the hunt. Bought some nice dollar books at the Comic Doctor. Yeah, you know what? Thanks. I got to refill I got to put some more books in my dollar bins as well. I have about probably 20 or so bins full of dollar books. And I got $2 books and $5 books and up. So if you're in the area, feel free to come by and see me every Saturday, 11 till 2. What else can I tell you? Great time to submit books. Turnaround time for me is about 2 months. CGC, another story. And that's it, my friends. I'm going to go watch a Leaf game. I heard they're losing. I'm going to catch the tail end. Make sure you hit the notification bell. This Thursday, there will be another pre-recorded unboxing. All right, guys, until next time, take care. Have a fantastic night. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Later.